It's been 8 hours since vote counting began, and we are seeing a close end to the vote counting. We go over to our election wall for exact voter turnout figures once again. Eun-ji, why don't we start with the overall voter turnout?
Sure, Dami. The voter turnout for this election reached almost 80%, the highest in 28 years. This shows just how many South Koreans made efforts to engage in democracy, especially after the country went through 6 months of turmoil sparked by a failed martial law attempt. Almost all of the ballots have now been counted, so let's take a look at the exact numbers. As of 3:30 a.m., more than 98% of the ballots are now in, and Democratic Party's Lee Jae-myung has won the presidential race. He has earned nearly 50% of the votes, and People Power Party's Kim Moon-soo has around 41.4%, followed by Reform Party's Lee Jun-seok with around 8.3%. Now let's break this down by region. First off, let's start in Seoul. This was a battleground region as it's the most populated area of the country with a lot of independent voters that do not lean toward either the Democratic or Conservative Party. So let's take a look here. Democratic Party's Lee Jae-myung was in the lead by taking more than 45% of the votes, followed by Kim Moon-soo with 42.3%. Next, Busan, a conservative stronghold. Kim Moon-soo outperformed Lee Jae-myung by taking more than half of the votes, followed by Lee Jae-myung with around 40%. Daegu, another conservative stronghold. Kim Moon-soo clearly took the lead here by taking more than 65% of the votes, followed by Lee Jae-myung with 23%. In Incheon, Lee Jae-myung defeated Kim Moon-soo by gaining more than 50% of the votes, Kim Moon-soo following him behind by taking 38.4% of the votes. Next, over in Gwangju, a liberal stronghold, Lee Jae-myung clearly led the race there with more than 84% of the votes. In Daejeon, this is a battleground region and it was a tight race. Lee Jae-myung was slightly in the lead by taking more than 48.5% of the votes, Kim Moon-soo following him closely behind by taking 40.6% of the votes. In Ulsan, this would normally be seen as a conservative stronghold, but surprisingly, it was a neck-and-neck race there, showing many people voted for Democratic Party's Lee Jae-myung in this election. He earned more than 42% of the votes, while Kim Moon-soo gained around 47.6%. In Sejong, now this is a city where Lee Jae-myung has vowed to transform into the country's administrative capital, and Kim Moon-soo also pledged to build a second presidential office there. So let's take a look here. Lee Jae-myung outperformed Kim Moon-soo by taking more than half of the votes. Next, Gyeonggi-do Province. This is where both Lee Jae-myung and Kim Moon-soo served as a governor in the past. So let's see who's in the lead. More Gyeonggi-do Province voters have voted for Lee Jae-myung, who took more than half of the votes. Next, over in Gangwon-do Province, 98% of the votes have been counted, Kim Moon-soo in the lead by taking more than 47% of the votes. Next, I want to go over to Chungcheongbuk-do Province. Chungcheongdo provinces are important regions because it's considered as swing regions in South Korea's presidential elections. Candidates who gain more votes in Chungcheongbuk-do provinces were often elected as the president of South Korea. So let's take a look. Chungcheongbuk-do Province, Lee Jae-myung was in the lead by taking 47.3%. And in Chungcheongnam-do Province, another crucial swing region, Lee Jae-myung was in the lead by taking 47.5%, followed by Kim Moon-soo with 43.6%. Moving over to Jeollabuk-do Province, traditionally a liberal stronghold, Lee Jae-myung defeated Kim by taking more than 80% of the votes. Jeollanam-do Province, another region with many liberal voters, Lee Jae-myung again leading the race by taking 85.9% of the votes. Next is Gyeongsangbuk-do Province. This is a conservative stronghold. Kim Moon-soo led the race there by gaining more than 66% of the votes. Gyeongsangnam-do Province, Kim Moon-soo again outperformed Lee by taking more than half of the votes. Last but not least, Jeju. Lee Jae-myung defeated Kim Moon-soo by taking more than 54% of the votes, Kim Moon-soo following him behind by taking 34.8%. And with almost all of the votes in, Lee Jae-myung has won the 21st presidential election. He is now set to become the next leader of South Korea. Back to you, Dami.